The name of the poem is Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. This is the famous personality who was born in the year 1904 and wrote by the pen name of Pablo Neruda. Later, he made it his legal name. He was a famous Chilean poet, diplomat, and politician who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1971. His usual style of writing was that he used green ink, which was his personal symbol for the desire and hope he had. His writings are considered to be simple, and this is their beauty. Originally, he wrote in Spanish. This poem, which we are talking about, was written originally in Spanish, and its essence is based on introspection and retrospection. So the poet is trying to convey that we need soul searching to be at peace with ourselves and with others. Now I would give an explanation of the poem. The first stanza says, "Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms." So students, you can see that the language of the poem is very simple. There are no difficult words here. And I would like to tell you now what the poet is trying to convey in this stanza. The poet asks us to count up to 12 in our minds. So what correlation can you draw about the number 12? Well, I feel that the number 12 represents the 12 hours of the clock or even the number of months in a year. So the poet is telling all of us to keep calm and stay still. He does not want us to move. Now generally, I don't think that ever it has happened that everything has come to a still in the whole world. So what this poet is saying is something very unusual, very unrealistic. He wants all the people across the nations and continents to unite together as one. They should keep quiet and not speak any particular language. Now, we all have different languages in different countries. So, due to that, we have created a barrier between people of different regions. So, he wants us to break those barriers and consider ourselves to be one. We should not have any distinction even of languages. And rather, he wants everyone to be same, to be united and speak the language of silence. That will be same, I think he feels like that. The poet feels that by doing so, there will be unity among all the human beings on the face of the earth. Further, he says, for at least one single moment, no one shall move his arms. So arms we can say are physical arms also, and also the arms and ammunitions, the weapons, which people are using so much indiscriminately. They are using the weapons against each other. So he is trying to say that we should not fight with each other. We should not use our arms to signal to each other anything or argue with each other. The second stanza of the poem, it would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Again, the language of the stanza, the language of the poet is very simple. Now I would give the meaning, what he's saying in this passage. So he says that when everything will come to a standstill, so this will be very rare. This has never happened earlier in the history of the world, that everything, all the people are just standing still, doing nothing. So he says no engines would be running because people are not moving their arms. They would not switch on any engines. Engines could be like the vehicles, the aeroplanes, the machinery in the factories, any type of engines, machines, he's trying to say. He says that everyone will be calm and quiet. No engines, no noise, no sound. So there will be calmness all around and everything will get united in a strange atmosphere. Now why he says it's strange? Because it has never happened earlier. So people will find it strange. He says that no person would be harming any other living being. when he says that no person would be fishing any whales out of the seas. So he says that no person will harm any other living being, either for his food to satisfy his hunger or to earn his livelihood. People hunt, people fish out animals and sell them to earn money. So he says that no one would be doing anything of that sort, and he feels that all the people will get some spare time to look at their own selves. He says that the person who is collecting salt will look at his own injured hands. So we are so busy in doing our works that we do not get any time to look at our own selves, that how we have ruined our own selves. So when we will be calm, quiet, sitting at peace for some time, we would have the time to look at our own selves, to ponder over what we are doing. Are we doing something good for us, or are we ruining our own selves? So that's the aim of the poet, that why he wants that the world should come at a standstill for some moments. The third stanza of the poem: those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. So what does he try to convey in this passage? He says that people who exploit the nature, the green wealth of our earth by doing different types of acts, maybe deforestation or extensive mining or fishing, or else people are extracting oils out of the earth, doing deep mining into the earth. So what we are doing? We are doing a green war against our own earth. We are digging our own graves by doing so. And the other wars which he is saying is that we are killing our own fellow human beings with fire, with weapons. So he says that we need some time to think within ourselves into what we are really doing, what is the consequence of our actions. We are by killing the earth, by killing fellow human beings, by killing animals, we are ourselves digging our own graves. We are bringing ourselves to the doom. So he says that some people are merely following their orders, some are just earning their livelihoods, but actually they just don't know what is the consequence of their action. So he says rather we should consider that we all are one, we all are brothers and sisters. He says he wants them to put on new clothes. Now new clothes means to adopt a new approach towards your own life and realize that killing so many people is in no way a victory. So the poet says that you think that you have become victorious when you win a war, but actually you have ruined your own foundations, are getting weaker. So he is trying to promote brotherhood, universal brotherhood, peace and fraternity, equality among all the people. He does not want us to stop our works. He says that I don't want that everything should come to a standstill, that I want people should not do anything, but he wants people to take out some time from their busy schedule and to analyze the consequences, the results of what they are doing. The fourth stanza of the poem: if we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. This is a very meaningful stanza from the poem. In this, the poet is saying that all the human beings are busy doing just their tasks, achieving their goals. So what is the aim? The aim is of survival. In order to survive in this world, they have to accomplish these tasks which they have been assigned. They are threatened by death. Death can come at any moment. So everyone is in a hurry to complete as many tasks as they can till the time they die. So this mad rush, they just don't analyze what they are doing. This is very meaningful. Very deeply, the poet has gone into the psychology of all the people. He says that perhaps if you pause for a while, you just stop doing all these tasks which you are in a mad rush about, you could just appreciate your achievements and feel happy about it. People are so busy in accomplishing their tasks that they don't even feel happy about what they have accomplished. It's just like, okay, come one day, next day, they're in a hurry, hurry, hurry. So that is how your life passes, and you just don't even realize the consequences of what you have done. You don't even enjoy what you have achieved in life. So he suggests that by keeping quiet for a few moments, perhaps we will be able to understand the true purpose of our life, that we would get a true meaning to our life. Then the fifth stanza, perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now, I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. So in this stanza, the poet is saying that perhaps we should take a teaching from our nature, from our earth. How the earth undergoes changes. In winters, everything on the earth freezes, becomes lifeless. So we think, if we consider that everything is over, it's not like that, because as the season changes, again spring comes and everything is alive again. All the trees, plants, seas which had frozen earlier, which were leafless, lifeless, again cheer up, again come back to life. Similarly, he says that if we take a pause and introspect into our life, give it a new meaning, after that again we can give a new meaning to our life. He says that after that we would be able to understand the purpose of our life. It would be like a rebirth for our souls. So the poet has conveyed to the people the purpose of his message, and after that he feels that now the people know why he has said this poem, why he is asking us to keep quiet. After that he says that, okay, now I have told you the purpose of my message, why I am saying this. Now I will give you a count of 12, and he walks out of the scene, and he hopes that all the people will count till 12. They will give an introspection into their lives, in extrospection into their relationship with others, and they will give a better meaning to their life, better purpose to their life, and give a rebirth to themselves.